In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how you can defeat and counter most weaponized vehicles in Grand Theft Auto Online with the click of one button. And we're also going to be doing this in an absolutely hilarious manner. And that way we're going to be doing that is through muggers. So this is actually one of those features that you don't see used a lot in online. I'd probably even say it's one of the forgotten features. It's actually the only feature you can use by calling Lamar. So Lamar has a mugging feature where you can spend $1,000 to target anyone in the session. And essentially what will happen is an NPC will be sent after that person, and they will basically like run into them, knock them over, stab them with a little knife, and it ends up getting $10,000 removed from them. Now the player has the option to kill the mugger back and get their money back, but what we're going to be doing today is using a mugger while someone is in a weaponized vehicle. So this strategy is going to work against any vehicle that is not considered a personal vehicle. So a tank, an Avenger, an MOC, a blimp, a Hydra. It is going to work against all of these vehicles. So if you are going up against someone that is giving you a hard time, maybe instead of trying to blow them out of the sky or fight them with weapons, you can simply call Lamar, request a mugger, and what will happen next is hilarious. An NPC mugger will come out of the blue, just out of random, and will actually go up to the person you've selected in their vehicle and will steal their vehicle. Now, here's why this is important. It's not a personal vehicle. Because it's not a personal vehicle, you don't have access to the interaction menu. Because you don't have access to the interaction menu, you can't kick them out. So not only did they just lose their weaponized vehicle, but now it's gone. The person, or the mugger I should say, is just going to fly off into the sky or run off into the distance, and they're gone. You cannot stop them. There's no way to get them out of their vehicle or anything like that. So you just saw that happen with a Hydra, which of course was pretty funny. It also happens with planes as well. I've actually got my Miljet right here. And now I'm going to show you guys what it looks like when you're the person who actually gets mugged. So you can see that the mugger is actually coming up to me right now. He takes me out, and then boom, he's able to end up taking off instantaneously. And you guys can see that that golden glowing icon of the Miljet is going to remain on my map for the remainder of this video. That dude stole my plane, and now it is permanently gone. So again, even though the Miljet isn't a weaponized vehicle, it gives you a good idea that it works for jets and planes, which is kind of cool. Now, it doesn't just work for aircrafts. It also works for land vehicles as well. The next one we're going to be testing on is a tank. So this is something that could torment the streets of Los Santos. Well, if you call a mugger as well, again, the same thing will happen. The mugger will end up coming up out of nowhere, ripping you out of the tank, and then driving off in it. And it is gone. And players won't be able to catch up to it, and that guy is gone. And again, it's not going to show up on the minimap for anyone else. And you've just successfully basically stolen and completely countered that tank. Now, another reason why that works so well is the person who's being mugged has no idea that's happening to them. So if you're in a tank or a Hydra, you're going to be looking on the minimap, you're going to be focusing on the dots you see, and you're going to be hunting targets based off of that. But because the mugger doesn't show up on the minimap, they can essentially stealth take you out. And you don't have to be anywhere near the target too, which is great news. Now, on top of that, you can also use this to counter the three command center vehicles, the Terrorbyte, Avenger, and MOC. Now, in this video, I'm going to be using the Avenger as an example. So what's actually kind of funny is if you're in the hull of any of these vehicles, of the Avenger, MOC, or the Terrorbyte, you can actually not be killed by a mugger. It functions just like a building interior. Muggers cannot go in the building interiors. But the second you decide to enter the cab of the vehicle, that's when the mugger can ultimately come after you, and they will take off in your Avenger, MOC, or Terrorbyte. Now, with this, you might think to yourself, well, no big deal. I'll just pull up the interaction menu, I'll empty the cockpit or the hold, and the mugger will be ejected out. Not so fast. Because the mugger doesn't classify as another player, they aren't kicked out, which means that they are going to fly off in your MOC or in your Avenger, in your Terrorbyte, and there's no way to get them out. In fact, the only way to get them out of a situation like that is by returning the Terrorbyte or returning the MOC to the place it's stored. So your facility or your nightclub or your bunker or something like that. So that's actually really funny and another way in which you can counter vehicles like that. Now, unfortunately, this is not going to work if a vehicle is in the air. Like, for example, if the Hydra is flying around in the sky, obviously the mugger's not going to be able to get to you. So yes, this is way more effective against ground and land weaponized vehicles, but if a Hydra does land, if an Avenger does land, that's when they will come after you. The mugger will actually last for a long time. It won't give up for a couple of minutes, actually. So you have plenty of time for those aircrafts to actually land, and that's when you'll have the chance to take them out. So this, in my opinion, is an ultra hilarious way in which you can stealthily defeat and counter a ton of weaponized vehicles in Grand Theft Auto Online, and you don't have to be anywhere near them in order to get the job done. And it's using one of the most forgotten about features in Grand Theft Auto Online, Lamar's mugging ability, which I think is just absolutely hilarious to see your own vehicles flying off and there's nothing you can do about it. So I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Is this a method that you have used to disarm players from their vehicles in the past? Or is this something you're going to use going forward? Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.